Good morning. This is Dr. Turner for Fundamental Mathematics. Today we're going to be looking at 4.2, which is proportions using ratios. Again, as I mentioned in 4.1, it's possible that you see some overlap between Unit 4, which is ratios, and Unit 2, which is fractions. These terms are sometimes used interchangeably, and we can use fractions to represent ratios. Specifically in Unit 4, we're looking at what ways we can express ratios, how we can simplify them, how we can compare them. 4.2 is looking at proportions. If you recall from fractions, we used cross multiplication primarily to solve for missing values or to show if things are or are not proportional. Similarly, with 4.2, I could ask you two types of questions. One is to see if the ratios are proportional, and two, to solve for a missing value using proportions. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. For the first part here, I could ask you if two ratios are proportional. So let's say I give you 2/3 and 4/5. Just as if these were fractions, and you can write them as fractions if that helps, because that's more familiar. If these are proportional, then I should be able to cross multiply and get the same number. If I do, that means they're proportional. If I don't, it means they're not. So here I would do 2 times 5 and 3 times 4. And obviously 10 does not equal 12. So my answer here would be no, those proportions are not the same. Do another example here. Let's say we're comparing 7/8 to 21 to 24. To see if these are proportional, again, if you like, you can set it up as a fraction, if that's more familiar. And I'm doing 7/8 equal to 21/24. I'm going to check this by cross multiplying. 7 times 24 gives me 168. 8 times 21 gives me 168. So because these are the same, my answer would be yes, those ratios are proportional. If I'm using a ratio to solve for a missing value, typically it's going to be written out as a word problem rather than just having an algebra problem with fractions. So for instance, I might have something like, and this could be for recipes, this could be for mixing solutions, but let's say the ratio of oil to vinegar in a salad dressing is 3:5. And I want to make a mixture that has 9 ounces of oil. The question is, how much vinegar do I need? Okay. So this is 3:5. I want it to share this same proportion, and I want to use 9 ounces of oil. I'm trying to figure out how much vinegar do I need to keep that same ratio. If you want, you could set it up as a fraction problem. This would be 3:5. And I'm setting that equal to 9/x, where x is the amount of vinegar I need to keep the same ratio. You would cross multiply here. I get 3 times x, which is 3x. 5 times 9 equals 45. And then you could divide 3 on both sides to get 15, which would be your answer, 15 ounces of vinegar. Now, alternatively, if you didn't want to use fractions, looking here at my 3:5 ratio, to go from 3 to 9, I would need to multiply by a factor of 3. That means my vinegar would also need to be multiplied by 3 as well. Imagine it's 3 servings or 3 helpings. If I'm using that pattern, then 5 times 3 also gives me 15. So I got the answer the same way. The only difference in the first way we did it is that most people are going to be more familiar with fractions, especially since we just did those in Unit 2. But either way, as long as you're showing your work and you come to the right answer, you're good. And let's do one more. Say I have a ratio that is mixing oil in a gas-powered weed whacker, let's say. My ratio of oil to gas is 1:40. I want to make 160 ounces of fuel. with this ratio. So I need to know how many ounces of that oil need to be mixed in so that the engine keeps running. So I set up the ratio 1 to 40. I want to know how much oil there is, so that's my unknown. And then I want to make 160 ounces. So either of the strategies we used in number 3 are effective. If I'm using the second strategy, going from 40 to 160, that's times 4. So then to solve for the unknown, 1 times 4 would give me 4 ounces of oil, like so. This will be written out a little bit more when we get into 4.5, which is specifically word problems. And in 4.5, and anytime you're using or you're answering a question that's a word problem, you want to answer in complete sentences. For now, as long as you're doing the ratio correctly, you're good. That's it for today, guys. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Otherwise, have a good day. I will talk to you soon. Bye.